So my name's Tyler Richards. This is my wife, Courtney. We've been coming to Edgewood for about a year and a half or so. The first Sunday we came, our daughter Kerrigan was there with us. Kinley was there with us too. But I remember having Beth Bill hang on to Kerrigan as Courtney took Kinley out of the service. So we've got a 3-year-old named Kinley, an almost 2-year-old named Kerrigan. If you haven't noticed, we've got a third on the way. Courtney stays home with our girls. She's a stay-at-home mom, and then I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones.
Growing up in the church, we have always been pro-life and had the pro-life stance, but it wasn't until after we miscarried our first baby that we really felt the loss of the life. We knew it wasn't a clump of cells that we had lost. We knew it was a baby, and it broke our hearts that people out there doing this willingly and suffering the consequences after they're choosing to have abortions.
I think ministry to the preborn and loving how Jesus loves, when you think about it, I don't think we're any different to Jesus, whether we're 28 or 29 or preborn or 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. I think we're all the same to Jesus, right? Whether we're inside womb or outside womb. And if we're going to try to reflect how Jesus loves us, then we need to make sure that we're loving the preborn just the same as loving those that have been born already.
I started serving at Pregnancy Resources over the summer last year. I started off as a receptionist, so answering the phone calls and taking down some client information, and I just recently started to do some of the training for client advocate. So I will be seeing some clients for pregnancy tests and some other services that we offer here in the future.
And I started with Pregnancy Resources in December. They've got a trimester training program. So Courtney did the one in the spring, and I did the one in the summer, and then we switched back and forth with taking care of the kids. So she went through it first, I went through it second, but I started the first week of December. I intentionally asked to be a receptionist, wanting to see what that role was like and working through it. Ideally with Pregnancy Resources, you would be trained as a client advocate and as a receptionist, but being a man, there's certain things that are more awkward for me to do than what it is for Courtney. So I probably shouldn't be giving pregnancy tests to women, as a for instance. So I'll most likely be a receptionist my time there. There's a lot of different things that kind of go into it, right? Oftentimes it's what you think of when you think receptionist. Answer the phone and greet people at the desk, but ideally you're incorporating in the love of Christ to it too, right? Because you get a first impression with these people. Maybe they've been there before, but maybe they haven't. And especially for me, getting to be at the front desk and talking to the boyfriends and husbands and fiancés and whomever else that's there, to have a positive impact in that way. So it's all of the normal receptionist things, but it's doing it in a way that you convey Christ's love to them too.
Pregnancy Resources, they have an excellent training that you go through beforehand. I think my main takeaway from the training and my role there has been to just get on the same level as the client, kind of sit with them through their crisis, not to judge them and to love them and show them the Christ's love through their crisis, and that there's hope in the end for everyone. If you're considering serving with Pregnancy Resources, we have many different outlets for you. We always need diaper donations, wipes, clothing, maternity clothing, money donations. There's just so many different ways you could serve at Pregnancy Resources besides being there in person, meeting with clients, but we could always have those people too. The training is excellent. You'll be really happy if you go through their training. You'll learn a lot, and if you're pro-life, you really should have these facts under your belt.
And to go along with that, exactly as Courtney said, when we're talking about how people can be volunteering and what opportunities are there at Pregnancy Resources, and not only is it a gift of your time, but sometimes you're just not available during the time frames that Pregnancy Resources open, or you can't get there or can't volunteer for one reason or another. There are different ways that it can be done, but like she said, you can donate money. You can drop off baby blankets, diapers, all of these different things, because Pregnancy Resources, on top of needing people's time, they need some of the tangible things as well. If you're able to go and volunteer your time, there's a Davenport Center, there's a Moline Center, they've got evening hours, they've got daytime hours. So if you can find a way and you want to make it work out, usually they can find a way to make it work out too, but they're always looking for new volunteers for different roles.